I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. George Carlin. Hi, good evening, everybody. It's been a long time, huh? So I'm back from our little mini vacation from Naples, Florida. I wanted to kind of do a fishing video. 'Cause I got harassed by some pelicans while catching some fish, and I thought that was kind of funny. I also had a lot of sunburn all over my face and my back and my front. I have this GoPro strap on, and so I'm wearing that without a shirt because it's nice down there, and it looks like I have like a bra, like women's sports bra type of suntan thing. It's kind of funny, not really, but all right, so let's get on to topic. Hi, Nathan Fowler, the Plain Truth, Metalhead. It's not a good idea to be on the internet now, Bon. I hope you can understand what is coming next. Yeah, that's why we're talking about it. Okay, so let's start with the usual. You can always, all right, first off, you can always join me on my streams. To do that, you can click the Zoom meeting in YouTube, or it's on different platforms, whatever platform you're watching on. If it's not there and you want to come on in and talk about it, whether it's just a phone or maybe a video chat, just let me know and I'll go ahead and post that on the link of wherever you're watching from. It's been over 20 months since I've had cryptocurrency donation addresses, and I've never gotten one. I doubt I'll get one now with all the cryptocurrency going all crazy. But these two transactions, I took money out of my Patreon when I ended it, gave it to Susie Dawson when she needed it, and Vertcoin was my crypto choice, and nothing there. You can always do super chat with Google or paypal.me/AbonKim, and that I disclose all the amounts I received for the previous month and all months total on the first video of the month. And if you don't have any money to donate, that's fine. I still do whatever I do. And if you don't have money but you want money, you can get $50,000 from Zen Garcia and then donate to me like a 10% finder's fee. And Flat Earth People Find Out Zoom Truth.com is getting pretty big, I hear. So interesting things that will come from that. Definitely get involved. Now, let's go to let's just look at chat first. Let's see if I'm doing this right. There we go. Metalhead, I hope you can weather the storm. Metalhead, you should come on in here and talk. Well, what are your thoughts about what's coming next? I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy stuff that we could talk about. What's funny is, there's Dan Brown's book about the virus stuff, and something that people have been coming up with is there's a psychic, Sylvia Brown, that people are wondering if she predicted the coronavirus. And here's Snopes. I don't like Snopes, but hey, look, they've got a picture of the page 312 where it says, in around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself would be the fact it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived, attack again 10 years later, and then disappear completely. Hi, Dragon Tail Tarot. How you doing? So, yeah. Anyways, if you get your reports, the government has their CDC.gov or WHO. Actually, sorry. So .int. They'll give you an update, day-to-day update. Just something local. I think what's great is if people want to come on in, tell me what's going on in your local communities and stuff like that. Your city, your town, your state, heck, even your country. So I live in Columbus, Nebraska, and so my 6-year-old daughter goes to elementary school, and basically she was on spring break all last week, and she's supposed to go back to school on Tuesday, but because of the coronavirus scare, there's the whole week they're not having public schools in Columbus, Nebraska. She's happy though. She likes spending time with me. She likes school, but she also likes spending time. Yeah, Metalhead, your progressive pals have gone crazy. We can talk in the chat up on. It is quiet in chat now. Yeah, it is. What's funny is you have all this stuff. This is March 15th, 2020, and you've got in the U.S. blop, this blop in the Central America and that or Central U.S. and it's like, that's weird. But they also break it down so you could see, I think by state it would make sense. Let's see, United States of America, 1678, 1 death. What's 41? What horrible at this. They should have that in every new page, but oh well. It's the who. Oh no. Days since last reported case 1. Total deaths is 41, looks like. But if you compare this, of course, to the typical influenza, you get a lot of people, all you guys know all of this stuff, that the normal influenza pretty much kills more people than the coronavirus so far. But there's just craziness going on. Dragon Tail Tarot, I'm in Atlanta. There's not much going on here except you can't find soap or much bread in the stores right now. Yeah, I went to Hy-Vee, which is pretty close, and there's no bread at all. There's some bread in the bakery, but people are picky about bread. But if you go to the, where they have the Wonder Bread and all that stuff, yeah, all that bread is gone. I noticed that all the toilet paper rolls were all gone. But what's funny is, I kind of wanted to do a separate video. I may do it one day, but it's like how to prepare when shit hits the fan, or different levels of preparing, of not really preparing, but reacting, because you can be prepared as much as you can, but sometimes you can't be prepared. So what do you do? And I think that'd be a fun one to do. Is just kind of like there's one where there's a book, right? If like The Walking Dead, if zombies or zombie whatever apocalypse happens, what to do in that situation. Those are always fun. That's just fun stuff. But this one is more just kind of wait and see. Me and my wife watched Contagion yesterday with Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon, and whatever. I remember seeing it when it came out, but my wife just wanted to see it, so we watched it again. Dragon Tail Tarot, the whole world is going to be covered in Lysol before long. Man. All right, so what I wanted to do in the future is just how to react appropriately, plan ahead, think outside the box in kind of surviving this. And this might just kind of be a little bit of a conjoining portion of it. So when I went to the store, yeah, you're going to see a lot of the perishables going. You would think that if you're going to be prepared for something like this, you want the canned goods because they're going to last a lot longer. You're going to want the dried goods because they're also going to last a lot longer. But if you really want to make things last, you want to get things that are filling, that lasts a very long time, really long shelf life, and get you full fast. So I was always thinking something like flour, salt. That's just gonna get you sugar. Those are going to get you bread, so you bake your own bread rather than having going to a store and going, there's no more bread. Me, am I scared now? Let's see. I would say, dried beans. Those will last a long time. Just things that you can make from scratch, bake or make, and those things are going to last you a lot longer than anything that you get from the store. Probably some of the good things to get that do last a long time, that do give you proteins and vitamins and stuff like that. You would spread on things that would make it taste good. Like peanut butter is one. It's a good one because it's just thick, filling. We'll go through all that later because that would be pretty fun to think about. Because it's like, what are we going to get? Because for me, it's like, we're so unprepared. We pretty much buy things that last a week. And that's it. And when we're ready to go to the store, we go next week. If we want milk, if we're out of milk, we just go to the store to get milk. I put it on a list. And so we haven't really changed anything like that. Pretty much if shit hit the fan, I would probably be out fishing. That would be the easiest thing to get as far as food. Got a lot of hunting equipment. So at that point, if shit hits the fan and people are like, what is it? Robbing stores and stuff like that. And there's mayhem happening. It's not like they're going to be worried about people hunting out in like the local parks for like ducks and geese and stuff like that. And right now there's migratory birds going through the Midwest. So there is that too. It's like, maybe we'll just shoot up in the air. Maybe we'll hit something. But actually they like to go in all these little ponds and stuff like that, big ponds that aren't close to any roads and things like that. Because we saw a whole bunch while we were driving from Kansas City to Omaha. Anyways, let's see. Metalhead, they want you to be scared. I like beans and rice. It is yummy. Yes, they do want you to be scared. I think as we see, here's another funny thing, is if you go to, let's go back to Google. If you go to Google, if you don't even type anything, they already have a COVID-19 alert, coronavirus tips, coronavirus symptoms, and do the 5 help stop coronavirus. This is on Google. I don't even know what that is. Let's just go there. What's that? Oh, coronavirus tips. Do the 5. Are they going to teach that at like well, they won't have elementary school, so they can't teach that to the kids. Hi, M99. How's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. All right. Hands, wash them often. Elbow, cough into it. Face, don't touch it. Stay more than 3 feet. Stay more than 3 feet apart. A fart. Feel sick, stay home. Oh. That's not going to help stop it. If it's really that bad, you're not going to, you can't stop it. I think the numbers are going to have to go up because it's really, look, if you think about it right now, so far, I think I've seen in YouTube comments, like more people have died so far from like fingernails, something silly like that, than coronavirus. 69 for an hour ago is kind of big, but I think we see a lot more deaths in other types of just common diseases and common flu the influenza. Get a lot more deaths. Like, if you don't believe me, you just have to just do your own little Google search. I mean, how hard is that? Death U.S. influenza. All right, there you go. And this is the CDC itself. Let's see. And this is just data that goes from 2010 to 2017, right? I know you can see this, but when you zoom in, it doesn't like it. So we'll just have to zoom back out. So, right, deaths, estimate 37,000, right, in 2010 and 2011 season, and then they must have split it for some reason. I don't know why. Oh no, never mind. There wasn't that much in 2011, 2012. That's 12,000 deaths. I mean, look, out of the 7-year period, the most that died is 2014-2015 with 51,000 deaths estimated in a whole year. And at this rate, was this March 15th? Let's see, March 15th, three and a half months since the outbreak happened, or actually it'd be like 4 months, right? It's 4 months since the outbreak happened in Wuhan, China. This might be what, the first month it's been in the U.S. Who knows? So let's just say 100 deaths, right? It hasn't been 100 deaths; it's been 69. But say 100 deaths in the month of March in the U.S. Get towards if you double that, that's 200, and you double that, that's 400. You double that, that's 800. By the time the end of the year hits, it's probably going to be less than 51,000. Yet we don't, or actually the mainstream media doesn't really do a lot in saying, look how deadly the normal common influenza is. But they'll hype about this whole thing. I think it's just crazy. It's just crazy how people react to it. But that's people, that's mainstream media, that's government, that's deep state, whatever you want to call it, the rulers, etc. And I think I was talking to my wife, and I was saying, in the movies, they always have people just kind of shooting at each other, robbing from each other, and all of this stuff. And I don't think it's going to happen like that in the movies. What's going to happen is the communities are probably going to go, you know what? At least in the rural areas, like we live in farm country. So it's like, what do we have to worry about? It's almost spring. We're just going to do our farm stuff. We can grow whatever we want. If they're not going to, if all the transportation stops, all of that stuff, and all the processing stops because no one's going to it, well, everyone here just kind of will probably grow whatever they want to grow and work together and figure stuff out. What you have to worry about isn't the community and the neighbors. It's going to be the government. If not, the local government is probably going to be okay because they're going to be like, yeah, we got this is good stuff. And then they're going to have pressure from like probably county or the state, maybe even the federal government saying, hey, you need to do this. And what probably is going to happen, they're going to say, hey, you need to get all these crops, get them ready, transport them elsewhere. And then the people in the community are going, what about us? If we're shipping all our food, what are we going to eat? And they go, well, that's not our problem. And you're going to have this whole citizens versus government type of thing. So that's probably going to be like the worst case scenario. But basically what's going to happen, I would say, this is all a big hoax-like thing propped up by the mainstream media, by governments, by corporations. I mean, what do they need? I always find it funny. It's like, well, they're losing a lot of money. No, individuals, corporations, whatever, they're gonna make money. Stock market goes down, goes back up when things are good, and they made a lot of money off of that. No matter what, they're gonna win. You've also got, well, they're the bankers are gonna be in on it. The government's in on it. So, hey, they could print whatever money they want. Yeah. So it's not like money is anything that they're worried about. And the people who are wealthy, heck, they're probably well prepped for this. They probably got like reserves of $10,000, bunkers, $10,000 worth of food, survival food, or something like that. Like $200,000 worth of underground bunkers and all that stuff. And that's just in their private homes and stuff. I would imagine that they have ones for more important personnel, etc. All right, let's see. I like you, Bond, but I have very little patience. Cheers, Metalhead. Having your feet stay more than 3 feet apart sounds pretty awkward and uncomfortable. I think you took that the wrong way. I can live without toilet paper, yeah. Alright, Dragon Tail Tarot. After my dad died, I got the worst flu in January 2018. That year, the flu shot didn't work, and thousands of people died in Atlanta alone. I was sick for almost 3 months. Man, I thought I would die. It hit my chest hard. Terrible cough that wouldn't go away. No one concerned about that flu strain. Yeah, that sucks. I've had some bad flus. I don't know if they're flus, but I remember visiting my brother and my mom, and I was just on the couch for pretty much 3 days straight, just coughing all the time, and all the fluids coming out. Tissue, they just ran out of Kleenex, and it's just piling up, and then throw that away, pile it up again. All I would do the whole time there for like 3-4 days, just lay on that couch doing nothing. It sucked. But most of the time I'd be sick for like a week or two. Then that happened, I would get sick, and then I would get sick again. I think I'd be over it. My immune system seems pretty good these days, just because I think all those colds and flus and whatnot. But yeah, no one exactly. You had thousands of people who died, and just normal flu. No one's worried about anything. No one's closing stores. No one's ending. Sports is like the NBA. They stopped the whole NBA season, and things like that. It's not like the death rate was like the death rate percentage. I mean, it's like 99.7 virus death percentage. Let's see. Mortality rate, I guess. I want it from a international organization source. I guess here we go. It's 3 to 4. Let's see. Oh, you guys can't see it. Mortality rate between 3 to 4%. I thought it was a lot less than that. Let's see. That's still pretty small. I mean, for a disease that's shutting down pretty much everything. Yeah, no one has to tell me to stay home if I'm sick. No way I'm leaving the house. M99 fought off strep without antibiotics after Thanksgiving. I'm ready for the shit. Yeah. Man. This is good stuff. See, this is why I like people just coming on and talking. I don't have to talk so much. It's like, hi, Cloud Alley. So Dragon Tail Tarot Ariel says, really sad that people have to be scared into washing their hands, covering coughs, and using basic common sense for hygiene. Yeah, I mean, that's just stuff we do all the time. So it's, I would say this is more of a first run of a test. Say, hey, we could shut down um, a lot of things, get people to be uncomfortable, scared. You know, they go, there's never gonna be any big outcry, right? Because people will say people have died. What are you talking about? It's like it doesn't matter. They're just gonna shut down the conversation about this. It's not gonna be a debate. And you already have people probably on Twitter that are saying, shut the city down, shut this down, have everyone stay home, let the government take control, all this stuff. That's what they're doing. I think it's just more of the government shoring up power. I mean, what didn't they pass some bill or legislature that was written by the Democrats in the House and passed by the Senate and Trump or something like that? Wow, they worked really fast on that, didn't they? And it's just going to be a lot more people are going to be more trusting towards the government and those who are in charge, saying, hey, look, see, this coronavirus would have been a lot deadlier had we not done all the things that we did. And also to make sure that people keep listening, I think this person kind of had it right. Maybe not all the way. I mean, 10 years going away and coming back 10 years. It's just, I don't think that's that good. What's probably going to happen is it's just going to keep evolving. There's going to be a new strain almost every year. And they'll keep this going and saying, well, it's a good thing that we got the government to sort this all out and make it less dangerous to the global. Yeah, it's not globe, but still, that's what they say. They'll say, protect the whole global population, etc. So, in order to make sure to protect everyone, because they have to get everything rolling again, right? They're gonna say, look, if you want to participate, you want your kids to go to school, they need to get not just the flu shot, but the COVID-19 vaccination. Then they'll say, okay, now you have to get the 2020 COVID vaccination, the COVID-21 vaccination, and it goes so on, so on. Maybe you'll even have to work. I mean, maybe even to go to work that you actually need all those things. You're going to have some sort of thing. Because, I mean, honestly, people are going to be like, hey, people right now probably are going to have a hard time surviving. Just doing their usual thing, like going to a store, buying stuff, paying their rent, and all this other stuff. So they're going to be like, well, I can't not do it, so I might as well go to the doctor, get that flu shot, get that vaccination for the COVID, whatever. Watch this vaccination. Even in all the books and movies, they're going to say, look, these vaccinations just take way too long. Not only do they have to figure out the cure, they're going to have to figure out how to get it to everybody and do testing on it. How long are they tested for? A week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months? So if they're gonna have it up, I would say if they have the flu season is probably gonna be over by the time it's May or June. Flu season's gonna be over, so the coronavirus might be long gone, or they might have a vaccination for that by then. But that would make the most sense that they would have it as early as June. But if not, if we see something like a vaccination that's ready for everybody by April, that's pretty soon. Because if you think about it, it's like they'd have to have figured out the vaccination they'd have to, by now, then they'd have to test it for just 1 month and then get it ready for the public. So, yeah, I think it's pretty bad. It's all, well, I'd say it's fake now, but I'd say it's pretty badly faked if they've got the idea that they're gonna have vaccinations out for everyone by April. I mean, realistically, they probably shouldn't have a vaccination until probably August or September. But let's see. Claude Alley is part of the plan. Order out of chaos. Yeah, it's that's the great thing about it. Is like, I think even people who are still watching mainstream media, who still don't like, he just calls everybody who just has a different opinion from the establishment, from government, from whatever, they're gonna say, they're probably still a little bit hesitant about this whole coronavirus thing. They're probably making fun of it and whatever, and then it's gonna be like, they're gonna talk to someone who gets really frustrated at them about, well, they wouldn't shut down all these things if it wasn't real, type of thing. Let's see. Yeah, Dragon Tail Tarot. So Ario, it's a good one. They did another debunking of something, but a good one that I saw somewhere, right? Let's see. There's a virus every presidential election. Yeah, that's the one. So they did debunking of this, but it is if not true, it's close to the mark, right? You got SARS in 2004, the avian in actually, it might have been 2006 and in 2008, swine flu in 2010, MERS 2012, Ebola 2014, Zika 2016, Ebola 2018 again, Corona 2020. But this time it's just a whole new ball game. It's not even any level of those, at least at the start, but they really sensationalized it pretty bad. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see right there at the top right. I mean, you can probably see a whole bunch of other things. Oh yeah, Y2K. Remember when Y2K, everyone, especially mainstream media, is like, oh no, Y2K, protect everything, shut down your computers, whatever. M99, I'm not taking any damn vaccination. They'll have to shoot me in the neck with a syringe. They probably will do that. But yeah, just coincidences. I like that one. I mean, it'll be a different story, right? If someone actually gets it, someone I know, someone close to me, friend, and then they get this coronavirus, and then they die from it, and then it'd be like, oh man, this thing sucks. Of course, it's gonna suck. But then, but if none of my friends, none of my family, whatever, have it, it's like, for me, it's like, it didn't really exist. Nothing, it wasn't real. It was just all trumped up. I mean, it's like, I just can't believe whatever they say. It's like, sure, it happened, I guess. If you want to say it happened, it's because someone said it on TV doesn't necessarily mean that it happened. I mean, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars, thousands of dollars in a day. It's like, why do they have to pay them so much? Just put that in a piece of paper, pay somebody $50, like most people, most corporations or media, newspaper outlets, whatever they do. It's like it's maybe not even $50. It's pretty cheap. You don't get a lot of money. But yeah, someone who appears on TV $30,000 a day. 11 people watching me. Yeah. I think I lose money every time I do it. I do a stream, but that's okay. It's still fun talking to people. It's nice seeing people here. Eventually, I might get people in to talk with me about certain things, but yeah, I would say a lot of people who are content creators who are distrusting of mainstream media, at least maybe halfway distrusting of government, or at least know that like a lot of people in government are pretty bad. I mean, what was I saw on a YouTube video of what was this guy's name? I think he's a mayor running for governor of Florida. Florida. Ex-governor's candidate in Florida says he's entering rehab. All right, Andrew Gillum. So they found him with another man. He's married, I think from 2009 with 3 kids. And they found him in a hotel room. He was puking. He was throwing up because he said he was inebriated, but you know, there were bags of meth, and let's see, he was there with a male companion. Yeah, that's kind of nice to say. Anyways, I think they were naked and all this other stuff. Look, that's fine and dandy, whatever. You can do whatever you want, but he just says, you know, a lot of things, and of course does the opposite, right? Says something, does exactly the opposite type of thing. And let's see, what's his name? True Gillum. I just think it's funny. After I like how they spin it. It's the drug overdose, not necessarily. Wow. Yeah, a lot of stuff here. Let's see. Oh, New York Post says the guy he was busted with was a male escort, openly gay male escort with a profile on the. Yeah, you know, the others won't touch this type of news. But oh, dang it! Sorry, I keep forgetting. A man who overdosed on meth in a Florida hotel room with Gillum. A Democrat who made an unsuccessful bid for Florida governor was an openly gay male escort with a profile on the website retman.com. So, let's see. Andrew Gillum. This stuff just makes me laugh. Yeah, he's married in 2009. Right here it says he has 3 kids. Like, why do they always shoot themselves in the foot? I mean, it just every time. I remember, right, in a lot of these TV shows, heck, even movies, right? Whenever they have a candidate, they always say, "Hey, have you vetted your candidate yet?" You know, go through the whole history. What are the bad things you did? You know, what are anything we need to worry about? Any dirt that could be used against you? It's in this race and stuff. It's like, do the people who vet candidates anymore? Did they just all go into retirement? Did they just all get fired? Whatever happened to those guys? Or does it not even matter anymore? It probably doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, see, do it children. And of course, you always want to go ahead and look at the little things. How much can you know, whatever. That's just what they say. So, Claude Alley. I'm compromised as far as my risk, but I feel like we're headed towards a new beginning after this is over. When this is done, the Earth won't be the same. Yeah, this whole thing with coronavirus, things aren't gonna be the same. Um, Obviously for a reason. I mean, if you think about however long that we've been, I think the buildup was always there. They go, look, we've had these viruses every couple of years. Eventually, there's going to be a pandemic. Of course, we're not seeing the pandemic. I always thought it was just interesting timing that the Wuhan virus occurred during the protests in Hong Kong, because you get something like, hey, there's a pandemic, there's a big outbreak occurring. You guys might want to disperse, And I wonder, let's see, is there protests in Hong Kong still? Let's see. Well, Hong Kong says with coronavirus curbed, protests may return. So a lot of these protesters, I would say they're not going to stop. I kind of like that. But maybe those protesters know something we don't, or they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's cancel. Okay. I don't want that. Off. You got one of the biggest cities in the world, and these people are going to come back out. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. But yeah, they're going to come back out and protest. They're probably going, wait, the government's telling us that there's a pandemic? Well, we're still going to protest. And I think the good thing about that is, if you were the Chinese government, you would want the protesters to come back out so that they would get sick and die. That's how bad the Chinese government is. But they're probably going to be like, no. Protesters, we're concerned for your safety. Stay home. Protest when the virus is done and over with. And if someone does any research on this, it would be great, because I think what's going to happen is, like, we're going to see the Chinese government tell protesters to stay home because of the sickness so they don't get sick and they don't get anybody else sick with the coronavirus. And that would be like the last thing that the Chinese government would say to dissidents, right? So I just think that's just something interesting to do. Anyways, there's really not much to say. I mean, I'm thinking of doing this, if I can, every day for just a little bit, and get an idea of what the reports are as far as the differences. And what makes it horrible is you can get the situation reports, but it really, does that mean by day? It's just very horribly organized. Like some type of spreadsheet or data set would be better, just so you can see the data in a comparison. Like, this looks like it's pretty bad, but not really. Let's see. I mean, there should be better statistics out there. There's not. It should be. And like, I was wondering, how do they test these? Didn't they have like test kits, right? And there's only a certain number of test kits that they have available. So all of these, they'd have to have autopsies, and let's see, if we do the calculation, actually that's kind of a big percentage of deaths confirmed cases. But do we also trust the Chinese government to reveal the correct numbers? I don't know. Any government really, but I mean Chinese pretty bad too. So again, I didn't show any of that stuff. I'm just like all this data here, statistics, it's all kind of already compiled for people to look at, but and just having to look between the day. It'd be nice to see, like, if they're having a day by day situation report, man, so we'll get some statistic that's easily available to compare. But we'll see if I can find it. I doubt they can have anything like that, because I don't think they're gonna have people look into details. Something's gonna come up and it's not gonna be then you're gonna have more conspiracies. What I love about the Contagion movie is Jude Law plays the guy who has like he's a content creator who has like 12 million unique visitors to his website a day, and make him sound like he appears to be a very badly representative, just like anyone who's a content creator would be representing the anti-establishment view of things. It made him sound crazy and like a kook and stuff. Which the first time I watched it, it was before I got into all this, and I was like, yeah, he's crazy YouTube people or internet people. And then now I'm like one of those crazy internet people. It's like, oh man, they do a number on us, don't they? All right. Right after that, government will spray the protesters with coronavirus. Yeah. They'll say, go home, we don't want you to get sick. And then they'll go out and spray all of them with the coronavirus. I wouldn't put it past them to do that. Project Looking Glass. Yep, I looked into it was a psyop to be sure, Claude Alley said. Project Looking Glass, yeah. But still, I mean, this is fun. I mean, this is interesting. I mean, it's not fun, of course, if you get sick and you die. Well, by then you wouldn't care. But it's kind of fun seeing how all this plays up and how so much drastic measures are being taken for so little a thing, right? It's not like in every scenario, in a book, in a movie, in these ideas of they even have it as nonfiction, right? That if this pandemic occurs, it's going to be fast and it's going to spread rapidly. People are going to be dying, and it's going to be horrible. This is nothing like that. I mean, they did an assessment, right? Who did an assessment in a couple months in 2019? I think we went over this, of what a pandemic situation would be. Exercise, and let me get it to Event 201, high level pandemic exercise. Excuse me. 3.5 hour pandemic tabletop exercise, and they had it was drastic, basically, that if the pandemic hit, how fast it hit, how much the death toll was early, how it affected businesses and the economy and stuff like that. But this scenario, what is actually occurring here is, rather than and they're gonna probably play out everything like here. 18-month point with 65 million deaths with the effective vaccine. After 18 months. But yeah, basically all the deaths and the people being sick would affect the businesses and the economy and stuff, people who work. And in this situation is different. There's not a lot of people getting sick and dying, so basically they're preempting all of that and shutting all these businesses and all these government people who work. They're going to shut those down and then say, hey, look, this exercise, it could have been horrible because this was the next pandemic. They are saying it's pandemic. But then, look, now we protected you guys because we set boundaries. We told you, shut down your business, keep your kids at school or at home. Don't take them to school. Don't take them to daycare. If you're working, work from home. Magazog, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. $2, awesome. Yeah, I'm still here. And Port from Co-op, hi, how's it going? Event 201 or Agenda 21? Yeah, is Event 201 just kind of a how it's just funny because the highest the people who are in control of events in these scenarios like coronavirus, this global pandemic exercise that they got here, Event 201, they got it pretty wrong, right? It's like these are the so-called top leading experts in the world on these scenarios and situations. And this scenario and situation is playing out a couple of months after that scenario. And it's nothing like this exercise. So something's wrong here. Or within those couple of months, they go, you know what? After this scenario, we knew exactly what we need to do. We just need to close everything off. But I don't think we're going to see a lot of people dying from the coronavirus. I think we're going to see a lot of people dying from the repercussions of the coronavirus. And I wonder if they're going to put that in as death by coronavirus. Because how would anyone else know? So we'll be around to see how this plays out. And if it's really that bad, heck. First thing to go out is probably going to be power. Right? Well, if there's no power, there's not going to be any internet. Maybe there'll be no internet, but still power, still cable transmissions. People who are around, they can still watch TV, Fox News, and stuff like that. Metalhead, Ebon does not sound afraid. They want you to be afraid. Your skills are good, young Jedi. LOL. I don't know about that. But yeah. It's just something to watch out for. I mean, right now with the hysteria is kind of what they want. I mean, no matter what you buy at the grocery store, unless you pick the right ones, right items, you're not going to survive over 2 months if shit really hits the fan. And things always get shut down more and more. So, unless you went to the store and got the right items where you've got like 200 pounds of flour, 200 pounds of sugar, 200 pounds of whatever, peanut butter, just all this stuff that'll last you a long time. You're not going to survive over 2 months. You could have all those perishables that's going to last for a month or two, and that's not going to do anything. But if things do get worse, well, it's going to be harder to find food and all that other stuff. So that right there is going to get more people killed than the actual coronavirus itself. But I wonder if they're going to actually let that happen, and if that's the Agenda 21, that's how they get people to get killed, people die. Well, right now, it's still winter for a lot of people. It's still cold up. There's snow right outside my door. It just snowed yesterday. Yeah, it snowed. No, it snowed on Friday. So it snowed 2 days ago. So people having with and no gas or electricity, that's going to get people more people killed than the coronavirus ever would. Um, so I just think I've always wondered in the past. It's like, you know, it doesn't take much for a whole community or town dying. I mean, all the people in the cities dying. You know, because there's just so much food that has to be delivered to these cities, and well, if they wanted it to happen, they could just shut down, all the delivery services and stuff like that, and people would pretty much starve to death. It's a little bit easier when you're out in rural country because heck, if there's nothing in the stores, we could still go gathering. Um, there's so many animals here to kill, so many fish to eat. He could probably survive out, heck, in the middle of Nebraska for years. Um, let's see. I kind of want to end it soon. It's 58 minutes. I'll probably end it in a couple more minutes. Game theory. Yes, I never really liked game theory because it was just too, how do you say, gamey, because you could, it's the game theory, different ideas. Basically, it's the easiest method of trying to win, and just keeping to it, right? But for me, I've never been that person because I'm always the one who tries to figure out how to beat the person who's applying game theory. And those are the people that the game theory people lose to. So I never stick to anything where it's like works for the majority, but you might lose to the minority. So yeah, for me, I just like playing the game itself, not playing on a specific set of an ideal that might win you the game. The goal is to win the game, maybe. For most people, it's to win the game, I would say. For me, it's to finish the game. Let's see. Cloud Alley, the prediction I heard is that there would be 10 days of darkness communication with, excuse me, either beginning on the 1st or 10th, but who's to say? That would be interesting to see. I think that would be something that they would want to try out, But they'd have to shut it all down, I would say. They can't just shut down a couple of states or a couple of towns. They wouldn't work too well. I think they'd have to do a lot, shut everything down at once, really. And I think they want to try that. I guess I remember telling my wife, maybe I should go to the to the grocery store in a hazmat suit, see what they say. I've seen people kind of go all out with that stuff. Oh my goodness, you guys are killing me. All right, so that's it. I think I'm gonna do kind of update, maybe a day or two, a week, who knows. Kind of want to do like a like, if you're gonna go shopping, what's the good stuff to buy that everyone else isn't buying, right? I think I might do that one of these days. Heck, I might even go to a grocery store if they let me videotape. I think they'll let me videotape. Anyways, what I'll probably do is something like that, but maybe do like a daily report. I don't know. It's something to pass time until this whole thing ends. It's kind of hopefully get other people on, talk about it. It's this is an interesting play by the I wouldn't even say it's the government, because all these governments are involved together, which it's like aside from the Antarctic Treaty. It's like, how many treaties and agreements do they really keep? So this one, it seems like they're going to keep. And that they're cooperating so well. Even our own politicians are cooperating on this one. All right. That's it for tonight. I think we'll see what happens over the course of the next couple days and weeks. I'll update on my local situation as well with what the local community is doing, the state. And I know in Somerville, Massachusetts, where I moved from, they closed the public schools for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Right now in Columbus, Nebraska, it's only 1 week. But still, 3 weeks. Imagine that. I mean, what's funny is, how are parents who work supposed to find people to look after their children? Because if the schools won't take them, that means they still need to find either babysitters or childcare. And childcare, well, now you got more kids coming. Well, there's only a certain amount, but you still got kids coming together in a little area. Whereas, like, well, why don't they just put them in public schools? These little daycares are just gonna be almost as worse. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, really. Doesn't make no sense if you think about it. But anyways, that's what we're here to do, is try to make sense of all these things. Heck, even if it doesn't make sense, we're just here to, I guess, have a laugh at it at the end. Just how ridiculous it is, no matter what happens. All right, anyways, thank you. Have a good night. We'll see you another night. And be safe and enjoy your days.